Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the For the Rise podcast. I'm your host, James Brown, and I'm here with one of my longest friends and dearest friends, Miss Lady Morgana LaRouge. Morgana, how's it going, sis?
Everything's going good. How's it going, bro?
Good. Today we have probably one of my most controversial topics yet. Today we're going to talk about vampirism. Yes, vampires. Yes, blood drinkers with fangs. Yes, we're going to talk about modern vampirism. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. I would hope that everyone will treat my guests with the same respect that you would every single one of my guests, because I know that this is a touchy subject for certain people. Certain people may get a little nervous about this. I just want to let you know there's nothing to be nervous about, nothing to be weirded out about. You know, this is going to be a show where we can learn a lot. We can have fun. We'll probably laugh a few times, but today should be a good show. But again, all that I ask is we all show each other respect. Man, that's it. Let's get it rolling. All right. Morgana.
Hey, baby.
Hey. First off, if we're going to talk about vampires, let's talk about what exactly does it mean to be a modern day vampire?
Hold on 1 second because I got the fire department. Being a modern day vampire,
Yes.
21 is a lot different than what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's living free, it's living your spirit freely. Not having sex everywhere and doing all that weird stuff, but it's different. It's more of a spiritual aspect.
Yeah. So there's a few things, a few questions, a few misconceptions that people have with vampires. So I'm going to ask the main one.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do vampires, especially modern ones, drink blood?
Yes, some do.
Some do.
Some they call sanguinarians, yes.
You said some actually do drink blood.
Yes.
Okay. So are they just sneaking up behind people and just like biting their necks, or knocking them out, or do they have to get consent? How does that work? Just the idea of drinking blood.
We usually find the biggest stick that we can outside, and I'm joking. You don't beat anybody upside the head. You don't sneak behind people with creeps or anything. It's nothing like that. If it's anything involving blood play or any type of transaction of blood, it's usually with somebody who trust. It's usually somebody who had tested, somebody that you know for a fact is clean. It's more of an intimate type of issue. It's not something you do with a random stranger that's separate.
Well, you're a little muffled, just a little bit. I don't know, your audio's a little muffled. I'm not sure what it is.
Can you hear me?
That's a lot better. It's a lot better.
Okay.
All right. So you said that it's normally with consent. So you and a partner, you two would discuss it and say, okay, well, I'm okay with you drinking my blood, or I'm okay with drinking your blood, and you get tested. You get consent, make sure that no one has anything. That about average? About accurate?
That's very accurate. It doesn't all happen in one night, of course, but that's about very accurate. You get to know the person first. You need to know who you're feeding from, what type of person you're feeding from, who is your source. It's not just about feeding with blood. Can you still hear me? I just don't speak it because I didn't have any feedback.
It's a little muffled.
Oh, is that better?
Is it on? Did you have it on the Bluetooth?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Can you take it off the Bluetooth? That
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Disconnected.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, that's 1,000 times better. Okay.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yes, hand me my headphones, please. Give me one second. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Because I wasn't sure if you was going to be able to hear me, and then with this phone, you could hear everything.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you. Yeah. So for the folks that are watching, yes, that's
in my jacket pocket, the upper breast pocket on the left-hand side.
So for the folks that's watching, that's an interesting one. Yes, they actually drink blood. That's one of those types of things that you think is just from the movies.
You got them?
It's one of those types of things that you would think, oh, they're just making that up. There's no way that they actually do that. That can't be safe. How sanitary can it be? Once we get our guests back in, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I really want to drill into that because that's, I'm not
Hold
going
on,
to
I
say.
can't hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Now, I was just talking to the audience about the whole blood drinking thing. Most people just don't believe that that's something that would actually happen. But if you do drink blood, like how was it done? Like, do you bite each other on the neck, or do you just draw some blood out, put it in a cup?
I'm not going to disclose everybody's methods. I can only speak for me personally.
Okay.
Depends. Certain people can not deal with the sight of their own blood. I've dealt with people that are actually afraid, but they trust me enough to let me do it. So we'll start small. Start with something like a lancet, something you would use to prick your finger if you had diabetes.
Okay. Oh, wow. So that's so you would check to see if someone has diabetes. You can actually taste that when you drink somebody's blood if they have diabetes.
No, the lancet that I would use is something you would use to check if you have high diabetes rates. The little lancets, the little needles.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Wow.
That's what some people use. Some people use knives. Some people use other devices. I use lancets to start out with. If it gets up to razors, that's on them. It depends on how much they trust. Am I going to let them cut me? No.
Well, what does blood taste like?
What does your blood taste like?
I don't know. I never tasted it.
You never licked yourself after you got a cut or a paper cut, like, oh my God, ouch?
I don't even remember. I mean, I might have when I was a kid, but like, is it like a sweet taste, or is it
go lick a penny?
Go lick a penny? That's what it tastes like?
Depends if the person has enough minerals and iron inside of the blood. Yes, it could depend on whatever they taste like. Depends on whatever the person tastes like. Different blood types taste like different things. Different people are different. Everybody has different things inside of their blood.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, another thing that you see in movies is that people that are vamps or into vamp life are afraid of sunlight, or they can't go in the sunlight. Is that true?
There is a truth behind it, but just keep in mind, especially while we're doing this, that we're not talking about Hollywood here. We're talking about real life.
Yeah.
I don't walk out into the sunlight and I don't twinkle. If I have on like some nice real blush, like if it's really pretty, I'll get that little bronze, little hazelnut color, but I don't explode if I see the light. But there are people that do have what is called a vampiric condition, which is the photosensitivity. Their eyes are very sensitive to light. Their skin is very sensitive to light. My partner that I'm with now, my husband, he actually has that. He's photosensitive. I didn't believe it because a lot of people lie and like to be dramatic with it, but I seen it myself. He has a burn. You've seen a burn mark. We showed you the burn marks from the skin. So it gets real serious at times. We have to really take care of it. We can't have the blinds open on his skin for too long, like how the sun is hitting my skin. It can't hit him for too long. It's not just a regular burn. It's bad. And it's for a little bit of time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, I know that we see in movies vampires sleeping in coffins, but I also know that some people, at times, life imitates art. Do you know of anyone that does or has slept in a coffin or a casket?
Yes.
Okay.
I know people that sleep in them, fucking them, all type of things. I know people who have coffins as coffee tables.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I guess that's just to fit in with the lifestyle, or is it just a level of comfort with them, from what you know?
That's their decor. That's what they like. I don't know what goes on in somebody else's cave, so who knows? If they're inside of a coffin because that's what they feel that they need, more power to them.
Okay. Now, how do vampires find each other? How do they meet people that into this vamp lifestyle? How do they meet each other? Is this something you just go on YouTube, go on Facebook, and just say, "Hey, are there any like-minded people out here?" Or is it kind of an underground thing? Like, how do people that are in this world find each other?
In this day and age, you can definitely rely on modern technology that will connect people with other like-minded individuals that are into the lifestyle and into that night community.
Okay.
But people should take that with an air of caution when they go forth looking for whatever type of knowledge they're looking for, because some people really aren't there. Some people really are there. Some people are looking to take advantage of you because you're naive and don't know. You have to be real careful.
Now, once these people that are in this lifestyle find each other, do they have like certain events, certain, I guess, festivals, underground parties? What do people in this lifestyle kind of do when they meet up?
All of the above.
Okay.
We have sometimes there are usually people that have meet and greets where they just go and meet at a local coffee house. They go to
Mhm.
meet up with each other, talk about it. They might talk about the lifestyle. There are some people that are considered live action role players where they play the Dungeons and the Dragons and stuff, but that's not more real vampirism. That's more so of the live action role playing side of it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you'll meet people that are in parties and they're really just role players dressed up.
Mhm.
You'll meet them at different type of events. Sometimes you might meet somebody at your local museum. You could be out with your kids, something, and they might be looking at an art piece that's something attracting you to it.
Mhm.
You can meet somebody in the community everywhere. These people are everywhere around you. They're your local doctors, your nurses, your police officers. Somebody drilling your fangs might have fangs and you don't even know it.
Wow. Wow. So you say that some people they're kind of like dressing up or they're role playing. What's the difference between people that role play vampirism and people that don't?
You can usually tell the difference between people that are role playing and the people that are really into the vampiric lifestyle by the context of what they say and by their conversation. Like I said before, there's more spiritual aspects to the living vampirism of like how we have with 2021. And then there are people who just like to get the plastic scarecrow fangs from their local party store. There are people who like to just dress up it. They call those aesthetics, and they're little Gaja vamps, a quote, like a term that we use for them, Gaja or play vamps.
Mhm.
That's different.
So it's kind of like it's its own world in and of itself with its own language, its own lingo, I
Yes.
guess, schools.
They have their own words, their own lexicon, their own terminology, if whatever you call it. We have our own everything to a degree.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, whenever you see vampires, you hear about vampirism or vampires, the belief is usually that they're, I guess, demon worshippers or atheists. Does that tend to be the case, or do you have people that are maybe Christians or Muslims, I guess, in the outside world, but behind closed doors, they're into vampirism?
I know people that aren't vampires or aren't into the vampiric lifestyle and they worship demons and all type of other things.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that are Christians that are into the lifestyle. I know people that are different faiths that are into the lifestyle. It's not all about satanic rituals. We're not going to sit there and snatch your kids in the middle of the night. We don't want stuff like that. We're living our lives like everybody else, pay bills like everybody else. We don't walk into interviews and be like, I'm Lord such and such, I'm lady such and such. No, I walk into work, everybody says, hi, Morgie, hi, I hate it here.
Wow. It's something that you wouldn't think that about, I guess, that lifestyle, because there's so many people that don't know. It's everything that most people know about that lifestyle is usually from television, from movies, from word of mouth. Another thing that you tend to hear about is that people that are into the vampiristic lifestyle are into the occult or like black magic or witchcraft. Do you find that you see that when you're hanging around people that are in that lifestyle?
Yes, I know people that dabble and dabble in different type of occult rituals, different type of occult lifestyles. Do I play with too much? I'm not going to disclose that much, but I have in the past, I have in the present. I have seen different type of thing. My outlook is different than a lot of other people's.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think I know you don't go to church every Easter Sunday. So it's like, it's there, it's accessible, it's in your reach. You can use it at any point in time, but.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Um, That's actually interesting. Huh? Now, with this vampiristic world or this vamp world, are there kind of like broods, kind of like you see again, a lot of what we base is based off of movies. So we have like broods, different groups, different families, a hierarchy. Do you have anything like that in that world?
Yes.
Okay.
Some organizations do have a rank, so to speak,
Okay.
or a hierarchy set up.
Are you able to speak on that or no?
I probably can, but I'm not going to go too deep in it.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll leave that one alone. We'll leave it alone. Do you find that there's racism?
In fact, to backtrack on that, I'll leave it at this. Everybody has somebody in their family, their house, their organization, whatever you want to call it. We'll just say it's an organization. Everybody has somebody within their organization that started their organization, somebody that felt that pull into the lifestyle, somebody that's willing to be a mentor or a teacher to somebody else. So if you were to go out and look for those people, remember there are good and bad. So you might find somebody that has a good heart, somebody that knows about something that you might be looking for. Maybe you want to be satanic, maybe you want to be pagan, maybe you want to look further into different cultures and religions. Like I said, there's Christianity within it too. There are people that believe in the Blessed Trinity and they still go party. They're Sunday Saint, Monday Ain'ts, but that's my opinion. Listen, I'm one of them, but it's however you fuck around and choose to use it.
I get it.
When you look into families, you have a mother, you have a father, you have a regular family unit. So within these ranks or these hierarchies, those are the people that you would be looking to for guidance. If you needed answers, they're either going to be real cryptic with it and tell you, here's a book, go figure it out and let me know what you picked up from it. Or they're going to tell you, listen, I know everything, but you never want to roll with somebody that knows everything.
Okay. Now, one of the questions I was going to ask, and I might as well ask it: have you ever experienced racism in that lifestyle? Because when you think of that word, you always think that it's mostly white people that's in that. We don't really hear about too many Black people that
all
are
the
in
time.
So that's actually going to be a two-part question. So let me backtrack a little bit. Are there, based on what you've seen, are there a lot of people of color that are into this lifestyle?
Yes.
There are. Okay. And based on what you've seen, what's the percentage, if you had to guess, of just based on the ones that you interact with? Percentage.
Oh, we have whole hoods.
Really?
Remember, I live in the city. It's a whole hood.
Really? Wow.
Listen, there are people that you see that walk around just like I remember. You came home with me before and seen where I live at, well, my other apartment. But you've seen that I can go home in my clothes. I have no problem. My wardrobe looks like this. People see me down the block. It's not a problem. But then you do have people who are in the community that are of color, but you won't see them because guess what? When they're walking through their neighborhood, somebody's like nerd, fake goth, fake Nigger, and not with the A, with the hard R. And sometimes it comes from our own people. Oh, you're a fake white person. There are some people that speak with a Caucasian vernacular to their languages, so to speak, or they speak white. So
yeah, I hate that. I hate that misconception.
I know.
Yeah, I despise it. Wow. So have you ever heard of there being like racism within an organization?
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Like people treat each other, I guess, differently based on race.
Yes.
So, okay.
I've heard conversations from people that are actually higher ups say that this community wasn't built for Nigers. So, and these are people that are not of our color. So imagine how that feels. You're somebody that's like-minded. You have the same interest in me, but the only thing that's stopping us from being okay is the color.
So how would disputes like that or any other disputes handled within the life or within the family?
If it's a dispute within the family, every family is different how they handle stuff. Everybody handles their own differently. Within our family, there is no racism. There is no misogyny. There is no. Everyone is equal.
Okay. Now, there's people that confuse being vamp with being goth. Is there a difference between the two?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to expound upon that?
Goth is more about the aesthetics, and goth is more, if you want to break it down, goth is really a time period.
Okay.
Goth, they love aesthetics and little items and little costume, I guess, gaja from that time period.
And
crap. The cat.
Oh, as opposed to vamp. Vamp is, I guess, vamp is from any time period. If you had to explain it.
There are goths from different time periods. There are vamps from different time periods. But what sets them apart is goth is more about, to me, honestly, I believe there are more parties. There are more parties involved in it. They're not looking to be within real vampire households or vampire families. Some of them do, and eventually they do learn about the lifestyle, but
Okay. Now, as you have, as all of us have, we've all seen these vampire movies growing up. Just the Draculas or Blades or what have you.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn, Vampires versus the Bronx, which, by the way, great movie.
I loved it.
Me
It
too.
was hilarious.
Yeah. What's some of the, I guess, false narratives that you see in a lot of these vampire movies?
What's the what? I couldn't hear you.
What's some of the false narratives that you see in these vampire movies, being that you're actually in the lifestyle?
Well, I said one earlier. I don't sparkle when I walk into the sun.
Okay.
I don't explode if I don't have my Ray-Bans on. Let's see.
Garlic.
I love it. I fucking love garlic. I love it on my pizza. I love it on everything. I love it in my food. I cook with it all the time.
So garlic, crosses, all of that other stuff.
Crosses, it's not going to kill me. It's not going to burn me. It's not going to do anything to me. But my question to the Christians is what part of Jesus's story makes you think this man likes crosses?
Yeah.
What part of his story makes y'all think it likes crosses?
Interesting. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to come up in Q&A later. But
I have no problem with crosses. It's a remembrance of somebody.
Sure,
but I won't explode.
I got you. I want to ask you about you. How long have you been in the life? How many years?
Since I was 13.
Wow. So that's a lot of years. I won't reveal your age, so it's a lot of years. How did you get into it?
I have family members that are already living the lifestyle while I was living with some of my other family members that don't really agree with the lifestyle. So eventually I came out to New York.
Okay.
With my then husband. And I started talking to my family members more. The ones that live out in New York. I actually started working in the clubs out here.
So I guess the way it works is you say, okay, well, I'm interested in becoming a vampire.
No, that's not how it worked.
Okay. How's it work?
But I think before I came out to New York, I was always a little different. I think we can all agree about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't the common hood chick or what everybody would expect from Irvington, New Jersey. I did the whole gang life thing. I mean, hey, I even go to my meetings and everybody looks at me. So it's like, hey. But there was always something different about me. There was always something that drew me closer to that side of my life. And I always wondered about that spectrum. I always saw those nasty pictures of family members in the nasty book that you're not supposed to have. Like, we don't talk about those people. We don't like those people. God doesn't fuck with them. And it's like, oh, well, why God don't fuck with them? I want to know. And then I found out. And I found out that there was a deeper me within me from being in that lifestyle. I found where I was really comfortable at. Instead of being this little kid with no voice that no one even thought about, it was my real family that I didn't even know about. I was being hidden from one side, from another side of the family.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you found this other family, and I guess they just started bringing you around other vamps or around vamp clubs, or?
I started getting in their business. I just knew that my family members were different. I just knew that they would go out different types of days on certain days of the week or mostly the weekends. So I'm going to hang out and stuff in the city, and then we'll hear, hey, they have a party downtown. Like, oh, really? I want to go. So we couldn't go inside the party. We'd have to sit outside because we didn't have ID. And then saw a few of the family members hanging out there like, oh, so this is what you do. Okay. I like this. And then after wondering for like 2-3 years straight, I got the balls, got a fake ID, went inside. and got hired to work there the third time I was working there. The third time I visited there.
Oh, wow. So you went, you started partying with them, started working with them, fell in love with the lifestyle, became a part of the lifestyle, joined the family, and eventually got fangs, actual fangs put in.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can see your fangs right
These
now.
are just an addition to what I already had because my fangs were always kind of long.
Yeah.
But
So
this is just a little added piece to it, but it's more so to round it off because mines are sharp. So this is more like not a comfort tip, but I guess a guard.
Now, have you ever cut yourself with those fangs when you're trying to eat? You ever bite your tongue?
You've heard me scream before.
Yeah.
I've cut myself. I've put holes in the blunt. I've done all type of shit. It sucks. That's why I had to get the guards.
So so I guess if you're going to feed off of someone, you take your guards off, and then it allows you to feed.
Inaccurate. No, the guards are still sharp enough where I could break skin, but at the angle that they're at, it won't hurt me. In order for me to angle around somebody's neck or anything that's circular, fine. But in order for me to like bite down straight, it's not gonna hurt.
Oh, wow.
They're actually at a little angle you can't see.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, this lifestyle is something that's different. It's not something that's, I guess, commonplace or socially acceptable. So what is dating like if you're trying to date someone, if you're in this particular lifestyle? Is it hard for you to date someone that's not in a lifestyle, or do you tend to look for people that are in the vamp lifestyle?
Honestly, I wouldn't look for anybody in my community because I know most of these people personally. I know how they are. So it's like, I don't want that. I'm a different type of person when it comes to dating. I wouldn't want somebody within the community because I already know and heard the tales. And some people lived and they learned. I just never wanted to deal with people within the community. I usually look outside of the community. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, you're lost.
Now, have you ever met anyone or been close to dating someone and they found out that you were in that lifestyle and it scared them off?
I don't think he was really scared. He was more concerned and blood of Jesus-ing me every day, and they tried to convert me more so.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of awkward.
Is that something that you deal with a lot of people trying to convert you? They think that you're an atheist or a demon worshiper or a Satanist because you're in this lifestyle?
People believe that I'm an atheist all the time. They're like, oh, you don't believe in God. How do I not believe in something that created something? I believe that something created everything. Something put in work and put you here, me here. Somebody gave somebody a brain so that they could function and even make this web chat that we're on. Yeah. Something made something.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are different pantheons and different religions. There are some people that are pagan and they call upon different other cultures for assistance or for guidance.
Yeah.
They'll call upon that pantheon. So it's not always locked into one specific thing.
Yeah. It's actually interesting because I interviewed a couple from Africa and they worship the earth. They worship like the sun, the moon, the mountains, the ocean. And that's just, to them, that's God.
Because that's nature. That's the universe.
Yeah.
Who made the universe? We don't know. But somebody made something that created all of us. And whoever that person is, praise him, thank him, give him homage, him or her. It depends on what you believe in.
Okay. Now, with this, how does your family react when they found out that you were into this lifestyle? I know that you have the two sides.
My mom was more like, oh God. She accepts it. She knew about the lifestyle. She used to hang out around the stuff and around like the people. So it was like, okay, this doesn't surprise me, but oh God. My dad was kind of cool with it. He was like, oh God. He was one of the first people that found out that I was in the clubs because he saw me in the club performing. when I
Mhm.
was working, so that was a big surprise.
Mhm.
My Christian side they're not as welcoming.
Mhm.
I can just promise you that I've probably felt water droplets in the living room being splashed from the other side of the table during Thanksgiving dinners and shit.
Like holy water.
Probably something. It might have been oil because it kind of made my makeup run. Could have been oil or water, who knows? But people in my family on that side aren't very accepting.
Mhm.
But I've seen different results from different religions.
Mhm.
So, like I said, it's not one of those things where I personally would just lock it into one God. I know there's one divine person that created whoever else that everybody else is worshiping.
Mhm.
But that's what I believe. If I say the sky is purple, it could be purple to me. It could be green to you. It could be blue to somebody else.
Mhm. Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Well, Morgie, my fam, my peoples. I really appreciate you coming on. This is, when I first decided to do this episode, I figured, you know what? I got to get somebody that's one of my closest friends. And you're somebody that's always been open, honest. We've had a lot of good times, a lot of fun times together, many of which we can't even talk about on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've had a lot of good time. But the one thing I've always appreciated about you is your honesty. You've always been honest about who you are, and what you do. And I've always appreciated that about you.
Speaking of honesty, do you know what else is in this cup?
No, what's in that? It's red. Is that blood? Are you drinking blood? Oh.
And a little bit of wine mix just for you, buddy.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're drinking blood and wine. Awesome.
If Christians can do it, why can't I?
True.
You're worried about vampires. There are real vampires sitting in some of these churches.
I take it that you don't like the church that much.
I have no problem with the church.
Mm.
I think it's a great place. I think that it gives safety to those who don't have a place to worship at, churches, synagogues. But the church really lives within you, your temple, your body, everything lives within you. Everything to prosper and make you grow within your life is within you. A preacher can get on TV, a motivational speaker can get on TV. You can listen to him 1,000 times. You can hear him say, "For God so loved the world," 1,000 times. You can sit there and hear him read out of Revelations. But guess what? It's within you to sit there and to take initiative to the positivity that he's feeding you. Whatever your spirit is being fed is whatever you will produce in life.
Okay. Yeah.
And to clear up the whole Satanist thing, not all Satanists worship the devil. Let's clear that up. Not all Satanists worship the devil.
So who do they worship?
They goddamn selves.
So they worship themselves. Okay. So half worship themselves, another half worships the devil.
People worship who they want to worship, but not all Satanists worship themselves. Not all Satanists worship Satan. Correction.
Oh, wow. Is Satan a prominent symbol that you've seen in the lifestyle?
Satan is a prominent symbol that I've seen associated with everything that y'all call taboo, everything that y'all call dark, everything y'all call evil. But remember, Satan just means the adversary. That just means that's the person you fighting against. You need to think about why is you fighting so hard and who told you to fight this battle. With Satanists, there are different aspects that they touch on. There are different types of Satanists, but the ones that I've encountered, I've had more support from them than I've had from my own certain family members.
Wow.
When the Black Lives Matter movement was going on, we had protests in New York City. There were Satanists and Christians standing side by side. And that was funny to me because I said, we can actually look and say they agree on something for once. How cute.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up for questions.
Oh, man.
For those that are new to the show, the first thing that I always say is we have to respect our guest. Always, the fact that Morgana even came on and is willing to be open and honest, that's a big thing for me, and I really, really appreciate it. And Morgana is also one of my oldest friends. So
do you know how much permission I had to ask to do this? Oh my God, the permission was crazy.
I can only imagine. So please let's show our guests respect with our questions and respect each other with the questions. If you have a question, this is the format that we use in order to keep order. If you look on the top or bottom of your screen, there's 3 dots that say more. If you hit the 3 dots, there's an option there to raise your hands. If you hit that, you raise your hands, I'll acknowledge you, we can answer your question. If that fails, you can type your questions in the chat. If all else fails, take yourself off of mute and let me know if you have a question. So let's give it a couple seconds. Anybody have a question? Icon. That was quick.
Hi, Icon. How you been?
Hey, Morgana, what's going on, baby? What's good?
I'm blessed. How you been, babe?
Said, been wonderful. So here's my question
Okay.
about the drinking blood.
Okay.
What is the spiritual significance of drinking blood besides imitating the art?
The spiritual significance with drinking blood is that blood consists of a life force. If it's running through you with me feeding on that blood, it's not a sustainable life force will keep me running for days. I'm speaking for me personally. Maybe for other people it does, but it does add a little extra something to it. If you get what I'm saying. It adds a little something extra life. When I feed, that is a personal connection between the person. For me to sit there, it's more of an intimacy. It's more of an intimate moment. And that energy that I get from it is exhilarating. It's like drinking a 5-hour energy real quick.
Oh, wow. Icon, did I answer your question?
Well, that mostly answering the question in a way of it telling me what the purpose that she does it for. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I think the way she answered it, I think that other people that's in that vampire world, they probably have some other crazy explanation, but that explanation that she gave from her point of view was pretty direct.
Cool. Thanks, Icon.
All right.
Thanks. I had a question that was actually texted to me.
Wow.
Yeah. About psychic vampires. That's something that I've actually read about that on television. First off, what is a psychic vampire?
A psychic vampire is somebody that doesn't feed on just blood. Some of them choose to feed on energy. I'm not going to get too deep into the names of certain things, but if you Google it, I promise you'll find a lot more information. But with psychic energy, it's a lot different than with vampiric traditional drinking of blood. With vampire energy being exchanged through psychic energy, it's a lot different of a feel. That's more of emotional connection, and blood is kind of for certain people. Because to be on somebody, you could sit there and be in somebody's body, but to be in somebody's mind, that's a complete different feeling. To be on the same wavelength as you, that's a complete different feeling. To sit there and to be able to get your energy and take that mental life force and sustain it onto myself and be okay, that is a beautiful thing. But it's exhausting.
So it would be exhausting for you. Like, let's just say for you or anyone else that does, I guess, I don't know what to call it. It's a psychic energy withdrawal or.
Remember, with psychic energy, it's a little bit different than blood. So whatever the psyche of the person is that you're dealing with, you might just get those results. That's with anything that you're eating. Some things that you eat give you indigestion, right? You can eat something that, it looks beautiful. I want to tear this plate up. But guess what? The minute that you eat it, it's not what your body wanted. It's not what your body needed. It might just make you glitch or malfunction. You could sit there and feed from psychic energy from somebody and have that mental exchange. And guess what? Now you're sick because you didn't know that person isn't mentally well. You could feed, you walk out into, some people mentally feed and don't even know it. And that's when you need to learn how to shield yourself. This happens in everyday life. And those people aren't even a part of my community. I said that earlier. There are people in this community that you don't even know. There are people that walk around every day that need to be in this community. You ever been around that one annoying person at work that you get around them, you're like, oh my God, this bitch just drains the life out of me. Or you might hear somebody say, oh, that bitch feeds off of drama. That bitch feeds off of bull. Guess what? They might just be vamps and you not even know it.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sitting here saying mental cone energy like the cone has like, I'm saying mental energy, like energy is around us at all times. You ever walk into a party? You've walked into parties with me before.
Yeah.
When we hopped out of the car, it was one thing, it was just dead. When you walked inside of those doors of those parties, what was it like? You felt the vibrations of everybody who was in the room. You noticed that you could look into certain people's and you could feel their energy.
Yeah.
Energy is a different type of, that's a different ball game. And with energy play comes shielding. You have to learn how to protect yourself also. So when you get around these people that make you feel drained, you have to know how to protect yourself.
So what do you, I guess, use stones or praying or whatever to shield yourself? How do you
Here's the killer. A prayer is a petition, is anything. People say prayers, but then say that witchcraft or spells are evil. Prayers are good, witchcraft is evil. They're both the same thing. It's how you filter. You have to work up yourself. You have the same way that you sit there and build yourself up inside of the gym, you have to mentally build yourself up. You have to spiritually build yourself up. So when that person comes around that feel like they draining you, you might have a girlfriend that gets on your nerves like, God, I wish every time she comes around, build yourself up, grow your toughness up spiritually so that when this comes around, it's not bothering you. You don't even have to duck and dodge and weave the energy. You don't have to duck out of the room like, oh, I can't even deal with this person. No, you can stand there and be like unbothered.
Okay. So have you ever actually seen this? Like, I guess the psychic energy withdrawal at a party or at an event?
Yes, all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
I've seen it to the point like where people have passed out or orgasmed. Like, again, these are from documentaries that I've seen, but
yeah,
does it happen?
Yes, that does happen.
Now, let's just say that you absorb the energy of someone that is not healthy, someone that's does have negative energy. Does that energy stay with you, or does it eventually leave?
You need to learn how to cleanse yourself afterwards, after you consume any type of energy, after you've been around or been exposed to any type of energy. Remember, demons pass through you and by you every day. When you shake hands with somebody, you could be picking up their energy. You need to go and make sure that you pray over yourself, do a spell over yourself, whatever it is that you do, get yourself real right so that doesn't bother you.
Okay. Do we have any other questions for Morgana about vampirism or about the vampire lifestyle? Marisol, I see you got your hand up.
Morgana.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. I want you to explain how you differentiate your lifestyle between your mundane life and your lifestyle. Like, break that down.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, with my lifestyle, there's everything within this community. One of the things that people have to learn is how to balance. With the lifestyle, you have your day side. Hopefully, you're a functioning, normal person in society. You can go to work. You can do whatever you need to do during your day side. But then at your night side, you party, you bask into the lifestyle, you dance off into the night, you paint the town red. You can go home, do whatever you do. But with that, you have to keep balance. You know, there's a place and a time for everything. If it's not supposed to be in your home, you don't keep it inside of your home. You need to drop that at the door. Because when you don't have balance, it can interfere with your regular everyday life. You could be partying all night and not be able to wake up the next day for work. You could be so tired from being in so many situations that you can't even function as a normal adult. Learn balance. With balance, you get so much more out of life.
Well said.
Thank you, Marisol.
That's my mom.
Hi. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was important to bring that out too if we're discussing things like this, because there is a big difference.
There is a very big difference. And when my mom saw me come inside of the house, it was playtime is over. You handle your responsibilities. I don't care if you were out till 6 o'clock in the morning. If you can't drop your sisters off for school the next day, you don't need to be going out the night before.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I think that a lot of people think that if you're in a vamp lifestyle, that you're a vamp all day, every day. You just randomly walk around in vamp type clothing, drinking blood.
Pause. I am Morgana all day, every day, with 2 ends. I am Morgana with 1 end at night, but I know the balance. And I know that there are certain things that are socially unacceptable out in the community with what we would call mundanes or the everyday lifestyle. And there are certain things that are acceptable. I've gone out, like I've said, I've gone to work like this, but then my coworkers, some people will find it more of a joke. They'll be like, oh, that is so cool. You got some earrings. She's so funny. I heard her saying something on the phone about she drank blood. And then my other coworkers is like, girl, I went to that party last week. She don't know. But that also comes along with discretion. One of the rules of our lifestyle is discretion. Know that there's a time and a place. Know when you can speak about it, when you can't speak about it.
Gotcha. Is there anything that people, I guess, that's not in the lifestyle do that may be offensive to people that are in a lifestyle that they may do subliminally or unknowingly?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Like, let's just say maybe bringing something up or mentioning something or calling something by the wrong name. Are there things that, again, people that are not in the lifestyle may do based off of their own ignorance that may be offensive to someone in the lifestyle?
If you see someone out in the street, one of the top ones, I didn't wear my pendant. I wore my pendant that my husband gave me actually today. But usually there are people that wear crystals. I know you've seen people that wear crystals. There are people that wear stones. Don't touch their jewelry. Don't touch them. If somebody doesn't want to be touched a certain type of way, or if they don't want you touching their aesthetics, a lot of these things are blessed that people have had around their necks, their jewelry, their aesthetics. You never know. You shouldn't touch it. If somebody, don't sit there and go up to somebody like, you're a Satanist. Because you tell me I'm a Satanist, I'm gonna be like, yo mama, and she don't like you.
Yeah, that's
you're the devil. Yo mama taught me how to be like this.
Yeah, and knowing you, that's probably something you would do. Actually,
you know I would.
That you would do.
Jesus loves you. I know who told me different. I didn't know that he changed his mind before the last time. What happened? God bless you. Thank you. Are you waiting for me to say Satan bless you, or you wait me to say darkness bless you, Beelzebub bless you? I respect everybody's religion, everybody's culture as best as possible. And if I spoke on anybody's religion and I was wrong, please let me know. I was just going from what I know. I'm not an expert on everything, and I will not say that I am an expert on everything.
Okay. Cool. All right, so before we wrap it up, does anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? Royal Blue has his hand up, or has their hand up.
Hi, Blue.
Gotta take yourself off of mute, your mic, your mute button still on. Hang on. Let me see if I can take them off from here. Blue, Royal Blue, you're on mute right now. So I don't know if you know how to take yourself off. Yeah. I just gave you the prompt to take yourself off of mute, so I'm not sure if you see it. We'll give you a couple seconds to figure that out. Dro, was your question answered? I know that you had one before the show. Has your question been answered?
Yes, it has.
Okay. All right, thanks. Cool.
Anybody want to come to the dark side? We have cookies.
What kind?
Chocolate chip and probably some weed cookies.
Oh man, it's weird that a lot of people that don't know you don't even know that you're a part of that. That you're a part of that lifestyle.
And they wouldn't.
Yeah, and if anyone that does it, one of the questions that I've gotten this week a few times was, "You're friends with a vampire?" Yeah.
Question: this person in this picture, does she look like a vampire?
Not at all.
I just wanted to make sure because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to look like if I look like that.
Well, you have to have the long fangs. And all right, Royal Blue, you have your hand back up.
That looks like a
Better
vampire.
yet, does this look like a vampire?
No,
Not at
no, the last one looked like one of those vampires you see in those movies when you think the guy about to get sexed up, then all it happens. Go back to the last one.
Go back to the last one. This is why we can't have nice things. That sounds like Icon.
See right there. Can you
Yeah,
see
hello,
how
can you hear me
that-
now?
You know what I'm saying? The guy think he about to smash, and all of a sudden shit gets real. That's a nice picture, though. That's a nice picture.
That's her. That's Morgana with two N's at work.
Mm.
And then that's Morgana. If you catch your ass in the back alley, think you about to get some shit, she gonna get you.
No, this is Morgana in the back alley.
Her with the freaking machine. Yeah, hello, can you hear me now?
Y'all can hear you
Hi,
now, Royal
Blue.
How you
How you
doing? Yeah, I was
doing?
just trying to unmute myself. This whole Zoom thing's a little new to me. No,
Okay.
I simply want to compliment Morgana on an interview well done. Everything was well spoken, and basically she followed proper discretionary rules. And I appreciate everything that she said as as a fellow member of the community as well. And keep up the good work.
We love you, Morgie.
Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Indigo.
Oh, you got a few people on here. Oh, that's awesome. We actually have other people on the community. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I
Blue,
think
was I correct with what I said, at least religion-wise and culture-wise?
Yes, he was on the money, especially when it came to religion, especially when it came to culture and Satanism as well. Everything was basically right on the money. Like nothing actually was left out. So that was great on you.
He's one of my mentors.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
my big brother.
Awesome. So, Royal, were you a little nervous about Morgana coming on?
No, not really. I mean, it's not her first rodeo being in front of a video camera, but when it comes to like like this type of thing, like I mean, she basically did it right, to the top of the T.
Sure. I mean, I think that one of the reasons that I had this show is to dispel a lot of the rumors and just BS about vampirism. So they'll say, oh, if someone's gothic, or if they're vamps, or or if they're in an alternative lifestyle, they're crazy or they're evil. And I'm like, no, I'm friends with one. And we have a lot of fun. So hopefully a show like this will dispel those rumors. And
I think the biggest one that Morgie actually did dispel is actually like how diverse it really is. Like, like literally like about 70 to 80% of the community here in New York is minorities. Like, there's like very few that are actually white.
POC, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we're everywhere. We're literally everywhere. So that, like for as much as people say like this is like a white culture, not really. Matter of fact, this goes thousands of years and it's all over the world.
Oh, wow. So this is actually, vampirism has been around for thousands of years.
Oh yeah, if
Yes.
you do research online, you'll actually see like in ancient cultures they actually did bloodletting and blood drinking as part of a rite. So this is nothing new.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You would think that this version of it is new, I guess, based on the Dracula movies.
Yeah, well, it's more on the
Kinda.
strength because of what pop culture does. Like, they see something that basically like is actually like a norm for like other cultures, and they sexualize it and they turn it into something that basically like can be sold in stores or in like certain movie theaters.
Fantasize it, franchise it.
Yeah.
Smack it, flip it, rub it down.
Yeah. Even when Morgana explains, the reason for drinking, the reason that she drinks blood, I didn't know that. The whole idea of consuming someone's life force.
Yeah.
It's not something that you think of. You just think, oh, they're just drinking blood because they're trying to kill him. Or
It's not like I'm just snatching it. When I do it, I thank them because guess what? They didn't have to do that. That's a gift.
Yeah. And there's also that trust, because there's an exchange involved. It's not just like something like, okay, it's like, oh, you're being a bloodsucker or a leech like in the movies and stuff like that. No, there's an actual like relationship involved. I mean, for someone to actually say, you know what, I'm gonna actually help you out, and vice versa, is a very deep thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. Thanks. I think that you two clarify a lot of misconceptions that people have. As I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they wonder, how could you be friends with a vampire? We're friends. Like, we don't just talk
It's
about
easy.
that whole thing. it's not like I call Morgana and she say, "Hey, Morgana, what you doing?" "Oh, well, I'm getting ready to go attack this guy outside and drink his blood, and then when I get back, I'm gonna lay in my coffin." Like, you know,
Yeah.
About to lace up my Timberlands.
yeah,
Go drink some blood.
yeah. I mean,
Come on. Let's go drink blood and then go play fucking Tetris.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, once everything opens back up a little bit more, Morgana and I are probably gonna hang out again. Hopefully,
But
maybe
you
I'll
had fun when you came out to the club that night, right? Did you die? Did you die?
I don't know. I might be a vampire that died and I came back, and you know, hey. But no, when everything goes back up, I definitely want to go to one of those parties. I want to go.
Did you know that vampires do normal stuff like we sing karaoke and everything?
Well, yeah. No. But I also want to go to a vampire party.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to try it out one more time.
You already know you can roll with me.
Of course.
I'll guard your neck.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I'll bring garlic just in case.
Pizza.
But are there any more questions before we go? Just checking. No. All right. Well, Morgie, thank you so much as usual.
Thank you
for being
James.
yourself, being open, being honest.
The only aspect I missed was the curse, and I didn't curse as much. I tried.
You tried not to curse.
I tried not to curse.
Yeah. No, you did pretty well. You did well.
Yay,
But
gold star.
yeah, of course, gold star for you. But I really, really appreciate it. Appreciate you just coming on and dispelling a lot of these rumors, a lot of the BS, a lot of the misconceptions that people have of vampirism or vampires. A lot of people they flat out believe that, you know, again, people are just randomly walking around sucking people's necks and just leaving them out to die, or they're out to hurt people. They don't understand.
That's like thinking that a gay person walk around and randomly shoves his dick and everything. Excuse me, like,
Believe it
for
or not,
saying it like that.
They have some people that believe that. And so, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And I think that the more that we get people from these alternative lifestyles out to tell their stories, it humanizes them. You know, that's one of my favorite words, is to just humanize people. Just to show you're just you're a person. You do
if
things.
You stab me with a stake, I will die like anybody else. You throw holy water on me, I'm not going to fizz and burn. I'm just going to be wet and upset, and my hair is going to get kinky. Like, we are normal people. We work at the same places y'all work. We do the same things that regular people do. Be nice to those goth people, because you never know. Somebody might fall out in the street one day. That person might just be your EMT worker. That person might just be the person to help you with physical therapy. That person might be the person that has to come and repair your windows. That person might help you with your house, with your living, with your standpipes, with your sprinklers, with your alarm systems, with your banking. You never know. Be kind. We're all here on one rock.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, you know, I'm so happy that we got to do this. I really, really am happy, because we got to be honest. We got to have fun. We got to laugh, joke.
Of course. I always have fun with you.
We couldn't tell all of the stories, but
I wish I could.
Oh no, there's certain stories that we cannot tell. But you know, yeah, I definitely appreciate you for coming on, and I appreciate the people that came in and checked out the show for the first time.
I appreciate you for having me on your show, bro.
Anytime. And for those of you that are new to the show, first off, thank you. I'm gonna let you know that you're more than welcome to come and check out a few of our older episodes. On this show, the goal is always to humanize people. And we've covered everything from mental health in the Black community, because you know that there's a stigma. There's we've done episodes of financial planning. I did an episode called Am I Black Enough? What it means to be Black in Black America. We've done episodes on daddy issues and how they affect men, molestation, depression, suicide. We've done so many things, because my goal is to always humanize people. We did an episode about swingers, about the swing lifestyle, and that's actually one of my highest rated episodes.
Humanize, uplift, and inform.
Of course, because people got to see, okay, well, people that are in this lifestyle or that are in this world are just like me. You know, at the end of the day, we may have a few different kinks, we may have a few different things, but for the most part, they're just like me. So please feel free to like and subscribe to the Fall to Rise podcast, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels, especially the YouTube channels. Again, we have a lot of content. This is actually episode number 30. And again,
Ooh, lucky 30.
there we go. And we've interviewed people from 4 different countries. We've covered so many different things. There's nothing that is taboo with this show. Nothing. And I'm also on another show on Mondays called the Extreme Truth Podcast. So that's XTREME Truth Podcast with my co-host James the Icon Grant and legend Damian Simmons. That
You
show
got a good cast lineup.
Of course. And we talk about a little bit of everything on that one. That one, we use a few more 4-letter words on that one than this one, but it's the same thing. We tell stories. We bring up real ideas. We talk about real subject that people are afraid to talk about. Another thing is we do not believe in cancel culture on that show.
No cancel culture.
No cancel culture. You come on, you say what you want. No one will judge you. So, please feel free to check out the Extreme Truth Podcast Instagram, Facebook, YouTube page. We have a lot of content on it. We have a lot of content that's coming up.
Wait, they won't judge a vampire like me?
No, not you. Especially not you. Yeah,
okay.
Especially. Well, cool. We got to serve. We'll tell when the cameras go off. But like I said, White Castle.
No, you could tell that one. Tell it. I don't care. You could tell it.
We'll shut the cameras off for that one.
Okay.
But for the Extreme Truth Podcast, the Zoom ID is 806-930-0961. It's every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, please like and subscribe to the Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram pages for Fall to Rise Podcast and Extreme Truth Podcast.
Tell them to like and subscribe to my Instagram.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and Morgana, please.
Because now he has me on Instagram.
Finally. Anyone that knows me knows I am not a big social media guy. I'm an old young man. So, Morgana, how can people reach out to you if they wanted to, if they're interested in the lifestyle or just interested in you in general?
If you want to hit me up on Instagram, which I'm new to, you can hit me up on LaRouge on the set. That's LaRougeonTheset. I had to remember if it was the or duh. It's on LaRouge on the set. And my other page is with my group, which is Real Housewives of Gotham. That's hashtag RHOGNYC. Or you could just type in RHOG, Real Housewives of Gotham.
Okay. All right. Got it. So hopefully, that sounds like a show. The Real Housewives of Gotham. You should create
we were working on it, but we got to make sure the legalities are real right before we do that.
Okay. Well, hopefully, if you do it, we'll have the whole cast on.
Okay.
Y'all can drink some blood wine. I'll drink some regular wine with no blood in it.
I'm the only one.
Oh, you're the only one?
Yes.
I'll get you like a medium rare steak or something like that, and I'll get mine,
That would be beautiful. That would be awesome. Thank you so much, bro.
I'll get like a medium steak, because I don't like to taste the blood, but yeah.
You shouldn't taste that much iron.
Definitely though. If you get your group together and you decide to make it into a show, or if you ever need me for anything, you already know, reach out to me and we'll have you back on the show.
Of course.
All right. Well, again, I'd like to thank my guest Morgana LaRouge, as well as all of my live audience here and those of you that are watching online. Please,
thank you for having me.
Thanks, Morgana. Please like and subscribe to the channels, and hopefully we'll see you all. Actually, I'm taking off next week. We'll be back the week after, April 10th, where I'll be interviewing the author of the book Dutch.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's April the 10th. Information will be out on that soon. So again, please like and subscribe to the Fall to Rise Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook pages, as well as the Extreme Truth. All right, y'all. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a great weekend, y'all.
Thank you.